All right, today we're going to show you how to make a tic-tac-toe craft out of repurposed items. You're going to receive a glue stick for all your crafts. You're going to have your caps, which we're going to recycle from water bottles. They're already prepared. You'll have ribbon, fabric, and recycled cardboard. We have our O's and our X's, and these are just in time for Valentine's Day. X's and O's, kisses and hugs. So we're going to start off with a piece of cardboard that's not so pretty. Use the not so pretty side to put your glue on. Be generous. Really smear that glue in. Cover your whole surface of your board. So if this is the not pretty side, we're then going to take our not pretty side and place it face down into the center of our fabric. Now the kits are going to have different fabrics. You may not necessarily get the same ribbon or fabric, but you'll have everything you need to make your kit. Now once you glue this down, lay it flat, and we're going to trim all four corners. The instructions are in your bag as well, so if you forget, you can stop and rewatch. So you're going to go right up against your corners, and so we can get rid of that fabric so we don't have to worry about bending it over your edges. Now we're going to wrap our fabric around the edges, so you're going to need a lot more glue. I like to put the glue generously because it doesn't matter if it goes over, it'll all dry clear, and it's all non-toxic. So this is a great project to do with your kids. If they're little kids, you're needing scissors, so maybe supervise the smaller ages. But I would say probably my third graders and up could all do this unassisted. So you're just going to take your glue. I didn't put glue everywhere, just on the places my fabric are going to touch. So as you can see, it sticks pretty quickly. So we're going to wrap all four edges. And you see where I cut nicely? You've got a nice, clean 45-degree beveled edge. And I just did that by eye. Doesn't have to be perfect because this is the back of the game board. Now turn it back over and check for wrinkles. Make sure you have nice contact. This is the time to do it while it's still drying. Now you're going to create your grid with your four included pieces of ribbon. They'll be contrasting so that you can see your grid. Again, here's our kit. Now this one had different ribbons. Doesn't really matter as long as you have enough to create your grid with now 9 squares. And this is where you could have some fun. If you've got different colored ones, maybe you can make a pattern. This is where some creativity can come in. So we're going to glue each piece down to the board so it doesn't slip around. Now this is a trick I love to teach my students. Instead of trying to make a mess, hold your glue stick and run your ribbon over it. You'll get a little bit of glue on your thumb. Who cares? It just rubs right off. So rub your ribbon through a couple of times. And now I have a nice glued piece of ribbon. So I'm just going to kind of eye it, and I'm not going to push it down. I'm going to lay it very gently on the board, and that way I have an opportunity to reposition. Again, your glue dries clear, so if you stick it down and you don't like it, move it, because clear glue will just disappear. So as you can see, I need to now work on my spacing. I want my spacing to be third, third, and a third. Just the right size to fit each game piece. Now I'm not going to push those down yet because I still have 2 more pieces to go. So Glenn, this is my little life hack. Great way to make sticky ribbon without making a mess on your table. I always encourage my students to try to make crafts and to be busy around the house and look for ways to take items that you could repurpose, in this case water bottle lids. Because what a great way to reuse and reduce your trash and your footprint. Now all 4 of my ribbons have a nice generous bead of glue in the back. And so I'm going to adjust them to get them just the way I like them. When I like it, now I'll push them down lightly. And then of course once it dries, it won't move. Now carefully flip it over, not pretty side, and we're going to glue each end down onto the back. Now, if this is sticking, yay. If it doesn't, you could clip the sides. Maybe if you have some clothespins, you could take some tape, You could tape it down while it's drying. If you get it all right, nice, put maybe a piece of newspaper on it, put a book on it, something heavy, but you need it to be dry before you're ready to play so it doesn't adjust. So while that's drying, I'm now going to work on the game pieces. I'm going to set that aside. Now your kit will include 10 game pieces, 5 O's, and you have to make the X's. The X's are part of your instructions. So in your detailed instructions, I've printed 5 different X's that you'll need to cut out. Now I've already prepared 2. Let me show you how to do that. So you got your game pieces. You're going to add your 5 X's, and these are the notebook paper reinforcers, and your 5 O's. These are adhesive, but I just like to glue them. I think it's a much better way to make sure that it does not come off. Now, be generous with your glue because the excess will dry clear, and who cares? In fact, I suggest when this is completely dry, do another coat over the entire thing. That will seal it in. Mod Podge works, clear Elmer's glue can be painted on. There's all sorts of ways you could do that, but just want to be generous with your glue. And then take your little reinforcer and center it as well as you can. Doesn't have to be perfect, nothing's perfect. And you need 5 in case there's a tie. Because even though you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe that last person will need that 5th piece. Now, once you have all of these dried and all of this securely dried, reuse your bag. Your bag is a great travel kit. And so this is a great tool to have for rowdy kids, maybe at a restaurant when they finish eating and they need a little something to do. This is a wonderful thing to do at family time. It doesn't take a lot of time to set up some tic-tac-toe. You could maybe make some spins on it. How can you be creative at home to make a challenge level with your even youngest students? I find that 4-year-old pre-K students can easily play tic-tac-toe. Of course, you connect 3 in a row. And this is wonderful where you can work in some great words into your students' vocabulary, like diagonal, horizontal, perpendicular. So try to always find ways to engage your children at home in learning. Of course, I'm a teacher, so I'm always teaching. So this is your kit. Once you get finished, you just place your board right back in your bag. You got your travel pieces when these are all finished, and you're ready to play some tic-tac-toe with your family. I hope that you will think about cardboard and water bottle lids in a whole new way. There's a couple of different ways that you could do this. If you did not want to use this, you could paint these with fingernail polish. So there's some other options that you could get creative with.
See more at Keep Copperas Cove Beautiful on Facebook.